to be fair, it's actually a bit of a trick question. And so the reason why it's a trick question is because in 1806, it wasn't actually called the Old Fashioned at the time. And so in May of 1806, a New York-based newspaper based out of Hudson, New York, called the Balance and Columbian Repository, wrote an article in which they used the word cocktail. And so this is actually the earliest recorded use of the word cocktail that we can find through documentation. And a curious reader at the time was reading this article and said, "Cocktail? What the heck is that? I've never heard of a cocktail before. I don't know what that is at all." And so the curious reader wrote a letter to the editor of the newspaper asking him to define cocktail. And so in the following week of the newspaper's, the following issue, of the next week's issue of the newspaper, the editor defined cocktail as the following, and I quote, "A potent concoction of spirits, sugar, water, and bitters." A potent concoction, great description, right? And what's really fascinating about that is if the spirit you're using is whiskey, that's the exact recipe for an old fashioned.